I'm part of IP developer experience team. We came up with this name only 2 weeks ago, so it's quite new. There's two of us, me and Laurent. And what we want to do is to empower PL EngRes to innovate by simplifying the workflows that you go through every day. Because there is only two of us, our immediate focus is on IP stewards, but we do want to, our vision goes beyond that, and you can read more about that on our public Notion page. And what do we do right now? We do have two bigger projects on our plate at the moment. One of them is GitHub management. We want to streamline GitHub configuration management so that it's easier, safer, and in general better for everyone involved. And we want to drive GitHub configuration management through GitHub PR workflows, and that project is ongoing. We do have an infrastructure set up for most of our GitHub organizations right now, and the next steps would be to reach out to developers and promote the new way of doing things. The other big project we are involved in is TestGrounds, where we collaborate with Bloxica on the future of TestGrounds, and more immediately, we are working closely together with libp2p on interoperability testing. And if you want to find us, our public Notion page is a great source of information on everything we do. We try to be really open about it. We do have a channel in IPFS Discord that's called IPDX, and we're also quite active in testgrounds/dev. And we do have weekly office hours on Mondays at 4 p.m. UTC time. That event is available on the PL EngRes calendar. So check it out, join, and say hi. And you can also drop us an email on ipdx@protocol.ai.
Yeah, so we've been really trying to shore up our operational security, particularly around GitHub. There's kind of years of technical debt in terms of who has access to what repos, et cetera. And so we are getting all of GitHub management into GitHub itself, so that you can see, you can create a PR to give people access. You can see the commit history, and we have better auditing, et cetera, on that. So that whole system has been built out. It's been rolled out to many of our repos. So in future, the desired state to get to is if you want to have access to something, you create a PR, and the relevant approvers can review it and get it merged, and then an automatic workflow is executed that gives permissions. So that, like I said, has been deployed a lot of places. We haven't tightened down the hatches many places yet. We're starting with libp2p, so you might start getting notifications of, hey, you're about to lose access. These aren't one-way doors. We'd rather get things tightened and then add people back in as necessary. So that's underway. There's a lot of the team is focused on working on TestGround right now with Bloxica, getting us to a place of stability in the test infrastructure, so we can do we can do compatibility testing and performance testing, and particularly focused on libp2p first. So we'll have more to share on that the next all hands update. And the other thing we just wanted to flag is the team is working on using self-hosted GitHub actions for more reliable CI setup. So if that would be of use to your team in any way, please reach out to the IPDX team. They're very responsive in Discord. They've got office hours, et cetera, and are just really here to help people be more productive.
Yeah, developer experience here. So last month we completed our first GitHub permissions audit. We started with libp2p org, so that was quite a big undertaking, but successful in the end. And we didn't remove everyone, so all the badges are intact, but we are definitely in a better place when it comes to who can do what in libp2p org. And next we'll be continuing with IPFS and IPLD orgs. We also set up a self-service process for requesting self-hosted GitHub Actions runners. It's as easy as creating one PR and installing a GitHub app in the org right now. So come check it out. And TestGround work is finally taking off. There is a lot of cool stuff happening. I believe libp2p cross-version testing might be out as early as tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And also libp2p cross-language testing is likely happening next week. And we have TestGround on EKS demo from Bloxico scheduled for next week. So yeah, a lot of good stuff in TestGround front. What about next? So next month, we are heading to IPFS Think as well. So come say hi, talk everything developer experience related. And before that, yeah, definitely drop by our office hours every Monday, 4 p.m. UTC. See you there.
Thanks, Peter.
IP developer experience here. We are trying to empower PL EngRes to do what they do best through developer experience improvements. So last month, we've been to IPFS Think. We gave a talk there on how to configure GitHub as code. The video will be coming out shortly. We've also held a lot of feedback on TestGround, so thank you for that. It was great to hear all the user stories, and we're definitely going to use that. New things happening in TestGround. We have libp2p cross-version testing on every PR out, and there have been plenty of stability improvements. So if you haven't checked out TestGround in a while, it might be time to go back. Unified CI, we automated adding new projects to Unified CI. So now we detect every Go repository across our PL-owned orgs and propose adding Unified CI there. And we also made some improvements regarding NPM publishing from PL orgs. So if you're interested in that, do reach out. About next things coming up, we have new things in GitHub management going out live this month, mainly user actions, user-defined actions that will help us automate checks like all public repos should have their default branches protected. A lot more stuff coming out in TestGround as well with libp2p interop testing in Rust and between Rust and Go. And a new release of Unified CI is coming out this month with Go 119 support. I'll try to go only once. So for developer experience team, we just released Unified CI this week. The big thing coming out there is Go 119 upgrade. More on that a bit later in the spotlight section. In TestGround front, there's quite a lot happening. Rust cross-version testing is ready and implemented. And we also designed the feature of remote runners. And there is a link to the design there if you're interested in that. And on GitHub management side, the videos from IPFS Think are out. So there is a great introductory video to GitHub management out on YouTube. What's next? User-defined config invariants are coming out for GitHub management later this month. And in TestGround months, we are preparing to release Rust and Go cross-language testing. And we are going to be prioritizing any stability work around TestGround coming forward. As always, we are hosting office hours every Monday, so feel free to drop in. Hi, so yeah, the main thing we did this week on the developer experience side was to release new version of Unified CI, mainly targeted at Go users here. But maybe first let's start with what Unified CI is. So it's a set of GitHub action workflows, define how to test and release our code, currently supported for Go and JS, that we distribute to participating repositories. If you want to participate, it's as easy as creating a single PR to protocol.github repo that has a name of the repo you're interested in adding back to release. So in the most recent release, the main thing that's new is Go 119 support. And we dropped Go 117 support from our Go workflows. which means that all participating repositories are free to use generics now, which is the most exciting thing. And the other cool thing that's new in Unified CI land is that from now on, whenever we detect a new repository that uses Go in our organizations, we're going to automatically suggest adding Unified CI there. One more thing, if your update, the update in your repository of Unified CI doesn't get merged automatically, it might be for various reasons. Most of the time, it comes down to upgrading some dependencies. But if you're stuck and if you want some help with getting the upgrade through, please reach out to us at IPDX in Filecoin Slack. That's all I had. Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm Peter from IP Developer Experience. Our team caters IP stewards mostly. So we try to empower all the teams that you've seen so far to do their best work. Recently, on the test ground front, we now cover interop testing in libp2p with test ground between Go and Rust and between within the languages themselves. And that runs on every PR in both Go and Rust libp2ps. On GitHub management front, we added new feature that can automate config fixes. So we can now do things like ensure that every repository in any PL org has a specific setting enabled or disabled. So that's pretty cool. We also established GitHub management stewards teams in all orgs with GitHub management. So there are more people to review your PRs. Developments in GitHub Actions. I know many of you complained that there is no SSH debugging experience on par with Circle CI in GitHub Actions. So we went ahead and fixed that. So if you were missing that, reach out. And what's coming next? We are driving Kubernetes release so that we can improve the process going forward. So that's pretty cool. We are also working on moving Kubo workflows from Circle CI to GitHub Actions. In GitHub management, we want to start managing IPFS examples with GitHub management. And finally, on the test ground front, we are supporting Bloxico to bring test ground to EKS. We are going to support Little Bear Labs on browser testing support in libp2p. So that we can cover JS as well. And we're going to do more stuff on the libp2p testing side of things. And we're also preparing for LabWeek and especially libp2p day at LabWeek. So we're going to be there. Come find us. We're happy to talk with everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Peter from IPDX team. Our main focus is improving developer experience within IP stewards team through tooling and automation, but certainly that's not, well, we try to think beyond that group, and I hope you were able to see our presence all around PL throughout the year. Actually, like this time last year, the team didn't even exist yet, so that was like one of the main things we did throughout the year to bootstrap the team, think a lot about team identity and long-term vision. But we also did bring some improvements throughout the network. So one of the first projects we focused on was Unified CI. We joined Martin and helped with maintenance of the project. Throughout the year, we made two major releases, which coincided with major Go version releases. And we merged over 250 PRs, which updated Unified CI in various repositories, and majority of those were merged automatically. But we don't focus only on Go there anymore. With Alex, we implemented support for JavaScript CI in Unified CI, and by now that reaches almost 80 repositories across our organizations. The other project we focused on was GitHub management, which is a way to manage GitHub configuration through code. So you might have seen that around in various places already, and we already had almost 400 PRs throughout 10 repositories, and even last week we bootstrapped GitHub management in 2 new organizations, so it's clearly getting traction, and that's really exciting. Test ground, yeah, that's definitely one of the pillars of our work. We revived the project throughout last year, focused heavily on stability, which enabled us to actually start running test ground tests in libp2p on in Rust and Go on every PR. And what else? Oh, yeah, last but not least, we also try to improve security in various places. One of which was we bootstrapped the effort to rotate NPM tokens throughout our repositories in all of our orgs, so that we use shared NPM tokens, not tied to any single developer. That makes the whole setup more secure and scalable. And yeah, finally, thank you all for your participation, because without you, none of this would be possible. And yeah, we hope to see you next year as well. Hello, yeah, IPDX again. So as you probably heard a lot already, test ground is one of the projects that seems to be quite important in our network. So that's certainly our main focus, and it's actually using all of our resources at the moment. And we want it to become the distributed and decentralized system testing platform. And for that to happen, we think that first we have to reconcentrate on usability of test ground. That we want it to be delightful to use, because otherwise we just won't get users. We put a number up there, but that's really made up, and we are going to think about it more. But we think that by concentrating on usability, we can grow the number of users of test ground. Then the second goal would be to allow creating large-scale test plans that scale beyond what a single machine can do. And we want to do that by reviving the test ground as a service effort. And through that, we want to be able to run millions of test plans, which is currently not possible. And finally, we want to meet all the needs that libp2p might need, because we think through that we'll support other teams that build on top of libp2p, and it will allow us to cover a wide variety of different test cases that we might want to test for. But for all of that to even be feasible, we need test ground to be stable. We need to come up with project management techniques that will allow us to track that and to make sure we move forward into the right direction. So that's another angle of our work over the next year. But that's not the only thing we're working on. We also want to work with you. Like, there are certainly so many opportunities for collaboration with DevRel, UX, security, NetOps. We want to talk with you continuously. We want to know what's happening. We want to be able to help. And we also want to highlight that we want to stay heavily user-focused. So one of the ideas we have for next year that we hope hiring might allow us to do is to embed ourselves within every single team within IP Stewards, so that we better understand very specific team needs. But we also want to scale the learnings beyond IP Stewards. So that's what we mean by working together in the entire network. And finally, like, we don't forget about the things we already developed. We do focus on maintenance as well. So for next year, we also do plan 2 major unified CI releases. Probably a lot more as well, but it didn't fit into the slide. If you want to learn more about our specific plans, we do have everything public on our Notion page. The Notion page covers the general IPDX direction that we want to move into, and we also have a very specific project roadmap for test ground that's hosted in GitHub in the test ground project. Thank you.
So IPDX, Developer Experience IP Stewards team. So first of all, our roadmaps are up, so you can visit them, comment, let us know what you think. Next item, our collaboration with Blockseeker on test ground on EKS came to fruition finally, and the alpha version is out, and Celestia is already using it in their testing scheme and running it on scale. So that's exciting. On the test ground side, we do fully support large test matrices that libp2p is going to use and is working very hard on making it easy to maintain and present on their side. So that's really great too. We were working with Little Bear Labs on browser support in test grounds, and we do have a working example of that as well. GitHub management landed in 3 new orgs, and one of them wasn't even set up by me. So that's really cool. We've been to IPFS camp, and our very own Laurent presented a talk on interop testing in libp2p with test grounds. I highly recommend watching that. And testground is finally being used by devs all around, by libp2p, Magma, Celestia, Iro, Sigma Prime. So it's really great to see our efforts actually paying off. There are plenty of things we want to focus on next. On the Kubo side, we're working on CI migration to GitHub Actions and release process automation. And on test grounds, we are moving integration testing to Go from Bash. We are going to improve network simulation to be able to provide even more reliable network simulations. We are migrating docs off of Gitbook, which is almost done, and we are going to start collecting data on GitHub Actions. And Test Grounds 2022 report is coming out soon. Keep an eye out for that. More interesting stuff of what we've been up to is going to be included there. Thank you.
It's IP Developer Experience Team. We're here to help IP stewards be more effective through tooling and automation. We're currently finishing up Kubo release automation and Kubo Circle CI to GitHub Actions migration projects. We're also in the process of rolling out new unified CI release, which comes with Go 120 upgrade. Finally, we're extremely excited to announce we're starting on the Gateway Conformance Testing Initiative. As for the last month, the main highlight is that we're handing off Test Ground to the Celestia team. Throughout 2022, Test Ground grew immensely. We've engaged with over 50 community members spanning more than 7 companies. We accepted many contributions and made the project feel alive again. Now, we're stepping down as the Test Ground maintainers because IP stewards are currently focused on types of testing which can be achieved more effectively using other means. We still believe in the project, and we do expect to be back. When that time comes, we're sure the project will be in an even better place. Celestia has expertise, passion, and resources that will take Test Ground to the next level. In the meantime, we'll stay involved through monthly Test Ground Implementers Sync. See you there.
That was pretty magical. Well done, automating yourselves out of presenting at all hands. IPDX team, we are impressed, and we'll take a note out of your book. I hear you have many potential users for your all hands automation. So great work, and keep it up.
So I'm here in person this time. So what's up with IP Developer Experience? As many of you know, we've been working hard to migrate Kubo from Circle CI to GitHub Actions. And I'm happy to report that we're just now concluding this process. And our research shows that for Kubo, at least, GitHub Actions is not only cheaper, but also faster and more reliable than Circle CI. And also, as part of the migration process, we've created a comprehensive monitoring solution for GitHub Actions in Grafana. And that solution can easily be deployed to any org or repo in Protocol Labs realm. So if you're interested in gaining insights into your GitHub Actions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are definitely more than happy to help you set it up. And as for the future, our main focus right now is IPFS gateway conformance testing. And we are dedicating all of our resources to support all the gateway implementers. We are currently on schedule to start using the gateway conformance testing framework that we developed in Kubo or GoLib IPFS as early as next week. So it's exciting times ahead. That's all from me for now, and thank you. IPDX, Interplanetary Developer Experience. So we try to make work for IP stewards a bit nicer. So what was going on with us lately? We finally have a way to monitor GitHub actions, which we are really excited about. And I'm not going to say anything more about it because we're doing a spotlight about it later. We also are moving forward with Gateway Conformance Testing Initiative. We are already ported around 30% of the tests, and we are going to continue doing that in the upcoming weeks. And our goal is to port all of them to the new framework. We are already using it in Kubo by First Gateway and Boxon on every PR and push to default branch. What else? We are speeding up CI in many places, most recently Boxon. We deployed there our very own self-hosted GitHub Actions runners, which cut down the CI runtime. And in the coming weeks, we also plan to do similar thing for various repositories in the libp2p org, because we started to exhaust our hosted GitHub Actions runner limits there. So GitHub Actions are getting popular, which is another cool thing to see. And to sum it all up, we're going to IPFS Think. And yeah, if you're also there, give us a shout. Like, we are always excited to chat about developer experience.
Over to our IPDX update.
Hi, I'm excited to introduce IPDX's innovative solution to GitHub Actions monitoring. As you know, GitHub currently lacks a comprehensive CI monitoring product, which prompted us to create our own. Our solution is quite elegant. We monitor webhook events, store the raw data in a PostgreSQL database, and use Grafana to generate insightful visualizations. Let's dive into a real-life example. Our main dashboard provides in-depth insights into GitHub Action workflows and jobs. By default, it displays organization-level information and groups results by repository. Users can easily select specific time series or even reconfigure the entire dashboard to focus on a specific repository. With the flexibility to choose time ranges, granularity, and grouping precision, our tool empowers users to gain unprecedented insights. Thanks to our monitoring solution, we can see that a week ago, Lidar brilliantly optimized the Docker publish workflow in Kubo, reducing its runtime by an impressive 90% by eliminating unnecessary QEMU virtualization. Our GitHub Actions monitoring solution offers comprehensive insights and customization options. It gives our 2% team true superpowers. If you're interested in checking it out, let us know.
Awesome. Nice update.
Developer experience team here. So we aim to improve the day-to-day for IP stewards and friends. Last month, we've been to IPFS Think, and yeah, we really loved it there. And we did 2 talks, me personally, actually. So if you haven't been there or haven't seen them, I highly recommend seeing how we handle automation in Kubernetes and how we test HTTP gateways. We also deployed our custom self-hosted GitHub Actions runners to new repos. GoLib P2P, QuickGo, and RustLib P2P are the 3 new ones, and it went even better than expected. We've already processed over 18,000 jobs for these new repos, and that's 18 times more than we were doing for Kubo alone. And we also saw a reduction in mean workflow runtime for all of those repos by 30, 40, and 75% respectively. And the speed up mostly comes from the fact that on self-hosted, we are not hitting hard limits on number of concurrent jobs that we can run anymore. We didn't neglect gateway conformance either. We implement new car check API. We worked on that with Eric from Saturn team. And we also implemented DNS link support. And both of these make us much better suited to cover testing needs for all the projects currently iterating in the gateway space. We also, actually, thanks to IPFS Link, got to meet with Matt from the FVM team, and we got together during the events and followed up after and worked on making sure that Docker images from local nets that he developed are available in Filecoin's GitHub container registry. Okay, so what's next for us? We'll continue working on gateway conformance, that's for sure. In particular, we'll be focusing on test migration from Kubo and support for the centralized gateway working group. We're also getting talk submissions ready for GitHub Universe, and I'm really excited about this one. We're also working with the P2P team on automating performance testing, and with Alan on enabling new GitHub features for everyone, such as, for example, secret scanning, code scanning, or private vulnerability reporting. And if you want to follow along and see what we're up to, make sure to join IPDX channel on Filecoin Slack. Thank you.
We're into IPDX and we got a video to play.
IPDX has been working tirelessly to enhance our processes and workflows. Recently, we've submitted 4 great talk proposals for GitHub Universe 2023. Each focuses on diverse yet essential aspects such as managing GitHub configuration as code and monitoring GitHub actions. We've ramped up security by implementing secret scanning and push protection across protocol labs. We're also proud to announce that we've enabled code scanning in selected repositories, aiming to extend this across the organization soon. In terms of collaboration, our team has provided key support to the libp2p team to automate their performance testing. We've also set up Protocol Labs, self-hosted GitHub Actions runners for the IPNI project. We've introduced several enhancements to gateway conformance, including the car check API, DNS link support, and more. Looking ahead, we aim to fully implement code scanning across Protocol Labs, migrate remaining gateway tests to a more efficient framework, and continue to improve our operations while reducing costs. We're excited for what's to come and appreciate your support as we forge ahead.
Awesome. Thank you, AI TikTok delightedness. And everyone gets to appreciate all of the amazing work the DX team is doing.
Quick spotlight from IPDX. IPDX, we're taking care of developer experience needs within IP Stewards team and beyond. So as Steve already mentioned, we did reached quite a big milestone within Gateway Conformance project. So I'm not going to reiterate that, but I'm just going to say how proud we are of this project and how quickly it became really key across PL within various initiatives. And that's all thanks to ownership that Laurent provided there. And so I just want to thank Laurent here. And if you haven't checked out Gateway Conformance yet and you're working around gateways, please do. And another spotlight from IPDX is around GitHub self-hosted. Oh, just below. Is around GitHub self-hosted runners, and we managed to reduce operational costs of that solution that we produced by 6 times. So we're really excited about that because it means that this project is much more well positioned to serve as a solution to runners' bottleneck problems that we often see around PLs. So if you do experience that, please reach out. We'll be able to help, and we'll be able to do it more cheaply now. And if you're interested in more of our work for the next part of the year, our roadmap is up, so make sure to check it out. Thanks.
All right, Peter, tell us about IPDX.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to unveil our evolution from a team within IP Stewards, known as IPDX, to a full-service powerhouse serving all of PLN and even beyond, IPDX Go. But our journey doesn't stop at a name change. And yeah, I just want to go through a couple of recent updates that showcase what we're all about. So recently we released Unified CI 2.0. It greatly simplifies the setup and introduces customization options, which make it a breeze to tailor CI exactly to clients' needs. We've also proposed how to cut the built-in actors CI time in half by harnessing the potential of our managed self-hosted GitHub Actions runners. And to make it even better, we're soon will be releasing accompanying data on the efficiency gains and the costs of using those runners. And that's made possibly by our exclusive GitHub observability tooling. We are also leading the effort to clean up Filecoin project GitHub organization, where GitHub management is our assistance in pinpointing inactive repos members and collaborators. We're also about to introduce the gateway conformance testing dashboard to showcase the status of gateways within our network. Yeah, so stay tuned for all of that, as well as, for example, for the introduction of Windows and FreeBSD runners and many, many more things that improve developer experience. And because this is just a small sample of what we've been up to, and we're all about enhancing the entire developer experience. And the way we think about IPDX Go is it's developer experience as a service that we want to provide. And we're on the lookout for new collaborations, and we're ready to boost anyone's development journey with our suite of tools and our, well, quite high expertise at this point. Our doors are wide open, and in particular, we are also currently preparing a comprehensive offer for other nucleating teams, because we want to do whatever we can to ensure that we all succeed post-nucleation. And we are already in discussion with some of the leaders from initiatives like Saturn or data onboarding, but we'll be reaching out to many, many more people. But also please consider this an open invitation, and do please reach out to us if you want to start the conversation proactively. We're on Slack, email, we've set up Calendly. We can't wait to talk. And yeah, we are also going to be there at LabWeek, so hopefully see you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Peter. I know it's been a huge step up for all teams that have been benefiting from your expertise and fantastic tooling for GitHub management. So excited to see more groups get to take benefits.
I'm Peter. I'm from IPDX. We're a group of developer experience experts, and we want to handle your CI and tooling so that your developers can focus on your product. And why is it important? Well, because these days developers spend a lot of time, well, either maintaining or setting up CI and tooling, or waiting for it to finish. And the research shows over and over again that it's up to like a third of the time. So even counting that, accounting for the waiting time that you can spend actively on other tasks, that's like a day of your weekly work spent on tasks that you weren't hired for. And yeah, we really would like to change that and help you with avoiding that. And the context for all that work is developer experience. It's an emerging field of research and development that tries to concentrate on productivity, job satisfaction, and general collaboration techniques. And that's what we're all about. Like, we want to increase velocity, happiness, and community work. The good thing about this, and what's promising about the field, is that the vast majority of tech leaders do agree with that sentiment, that developer productivity, or more broadly speaking, developer experience, is something that should be our industry's top priority. So we think we're in a good spot. And that's why we're proposing our solution, where you can hire us as a group of friendly developer experience consultants. I think of it as a developer experience team on demand. And we can work with you to figure it out, what works best for you and for your team. We'll take care of CI and tooling and much, much more, so that you and your developers can focus on your product. The way we're thinking of it as a service is that, firstly, if you're just starting out, like we can quickly bootstrap you, like we can set up the development environment that's going to put you on a path towards success. But where we think we can really shine is when we can embed with your team and follow along your development journey and ensure your developer experience improves iteratively, because that's what the field is all about, continuous and iterative improvements to the way you work. And finally, we can also create developer tools and processes on demand. So if you have any ideas, yeah, we can talk about that too. And we've done that before. Like, we've worked across a variety of teams and companies, and we delivered. Like, from at least what we've heard, they were happy. So hopefully we can continue that trend. And that's us, Piotr and Laurent. We are your developer experience experts. We have combined 8 years of developer experience in specifically that field, and at least another that in roles where we just naturally gravitated towards developer experience tasks. So we've been through that before ourselves, and we know what will work best for you. So what are the next steps? Just reach out, let's talk, let's find out what's going to be the setup that will work for both of us. Here is our link to Calendly, meet.ipdx.go. And we are IPDX. We do handle CI and tooling, so that's you and your developers can focus on your product. Thank you.